All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Good morning, everyone out in the rest of our country, wherever you may be on the live stream. We've got Anna manning the live stream, so feel free to introduce yourself. I love it when everyone looks behind them. I'm talking to the camera, not to the secret people. Casper, the friendly ghost behind you. We're talking to the people on our live stream out in South Africa. So we're doing a live broadcast. You are our live audience. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 35 minutes with you as we go through what we call our intro presentation, our introduction presentation. Really what it is, it's an invitation. It's a business proposition for you to consider. So I'm going to hopefully tell you everything about this business opportunity. If you have any questions, reserve those until after the presentation. I'm sure you are with someone who's invited you to come watch this presentation, so direct any questions to them. And if you're not happy with their questions, you're most welcome to come speak to me. And you're most welcome to ask any questions on the live chat. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company that was founded in 1952, so we've been around for a very long time, although DuePoint has been around for just over 3.5 years. So we're in our 4th year of business. DuePoint was formed in February 2016 when a number of factors came together, a number of aspirations for the founders of this business. I'm going to go through those quickly just to give you some context to the business. Perhaps some necessity will come to mind when we speak about what DuePoint has to offer. So number one is economic and risk factors. This is mostly from your point of view. So you are here on a Saturday morning. I'm sure there are much better things to do on a Saturday morning, as much as we like money. But if our jobs were the answer to everything economically in our lives, you wouldn't be here, right? You would be doing something else on a Saturday morning, perhaps spending your hard-earned money. But that's just not the case, is it? We realize that we have a lot of risk in our economy at the moment, and this threatens our livelihood. And DuePoint was born out of mitigating a lot of those risk factors, and that'll come to light when we speak about the benefits. Social entrepreneurship, this is what we've designed within DuePoint. This is the business opportunity that we've designed within DuePoint. This is the proposition of partnership. It's too funny, see. He's getting his XP. I always say to people, I'm real, you can come touch me, you don't have to watch me on YouTube. So the social entrepreneurship is what we've designed with regards to the partnership that we've proposed. We're going to have to give you lessons on your phone, Peter. And so this is the proposition, this is the invitation with regards to today's presentation. It is an opportunity of social entrepreneurship. And this might come as a shock to some people because you've been employees for such a long time. You've never perhaps started your own business. And unfortunately, the accountability of running your own business falls upon your shoulders, but also the opportunity. And that's the wonderful thing. You have the opportunity to now start taking control over your own income by becoming an entrepreneur. And what we achieve through the social entrepreneurship project is better channels of distribution for ourselves as a business. So that was probably the primary factor that came into consideration, is that we want to create better channels of distribution. So traditionally, with many of the businesses we've been involved in the past, we've always adopted traditional forms of marketing and advertising, which most companies adopt. But a lot of companies are now starting to adopt network marketing, referral marketing, word of mouth marketing to create channels of distribution. Why? Because they're more effective. They're becoming more effective. People are becoming less trustworthy of traditional forms of marketing and advertising. And so if I have someone that I know coming to tell me about a business, a product, or a service, I'll take their opinion a lot more on board than I would just watching an advertising billboard claiming everything, right? And so what your mandate becomes in this partnership is to help us create better channels of distribution. You do that by just going out and telling people about DuePoint. That's what your mandate becomes in this partnership. And if you're able to do that, if you're able to go out and connect other people to this business who ultimately become what we call wealth engineers who join this business, well, then you create something called a channel of distribution for yourself, right? And the benefits involved with creating a channel of distribution for yourself are these. So we're going to go through the benefits. Number one, you get to create additional income. This goes without saying. Certainly you're here for additional income. We're all here, unless things are very bad at home and you're here for just the coffee. You never know. You never know. People are suffering out there. The nature of our income is very important to discern, because what we do is we create what we call recurring income. So this is actually something that's inherent to insurance companies. Insurance companies have something that we call a book value, and a book value creates recurring income for insurance companies, and you almost get to share in a royalty of that business that we create. The beautiful thing about recurring income is that it mitigates a lot of the risk that we find posed to us in employment. So employment, think of all the different risk factors that threaten your income in employment. Why are they so easily threatened? Because your employment is tied to activity. Your income is tied to activity. If you cannot, for whatever reason, do work every single day, it means you're not going to draw an income. If your health becomes bad and you can't go to work, how many sick days do you have? Do you even know what your contract says with regards to sick days that you have annually? It's probably 9. Is it 10? And when you run out of those, what happens? Does your boss say, no, just get better. Stay at home, get better. We'll carry on paying you. No. Your employment ends, right? What happens when the company suffers? And there's a white envelope sitting on your desk on Monday morning. Many people have gone through that experience. Many, right? Again, your livelihood is threatened because you can't work every day. Here at DuePoint, because we pay you not for your activity, we pay you for the channel of distribution that you build, DuePoint will never retire you. It doesn't matter if you're home-ridden because of health issues. You can still build a channel from home, right? And that's the beauty of creating recurring income. It pays you when typically employment wouldn't. Power duplication, this is just your opportunity to go out and build a team around you, and you get to benefit fully from what your team does. If you can go find effective people to help you build a channel of distribution, you get to enjoy the benefits of that. And so what can happen is that you can actually increase the size of your channel of distribution exponentially. Right? This is a benefit you want to take advantage of as much as possible. I'm going to show you what a channel of distribution looks like and show you what the power duplication looks like. Our business is extremely flexible in the fact that we have a mobile app that we've invested a lot of money into that allows you to build your channel of distribution from your phone. So it doesn't matter where you are in the country, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, you can build a channel of distribution. If you want to start building your business in Cape Town this afternoon, you can do that. Without any cost. You don't have to fly down there. You don't even have to make a call. Right? Technology is wonderful today. And DuePoint invests a lot of money into technology to be a very technology-forward business. No startup capital. So there are no registration fees. There's no starter kits that you have to buy. No one's buying boxes of product and having to lug home bags of product today. We've designed this business to have a very low barrier to entry. Traditionally, entrepreneurship is very expensive. I don't know if anyone's tried to start their own business. You will appreciate that trying to start your own business will sap time and money like nothing in your life, with the prospects of not being successful, right? So there's a lot of risk traditionally attached to entrepreneurship. But at DuePoint, we've designed this business to have a very low barrier to entry. It means you can consider doing DuePoint without the fear of risk, without the fear of losing anything. Right? At the same time, we make it as accessible as possible because we don't have any qualifications or experience requirements. And then most importantly for me is that you get to build an asset that you have ownership over. So your channel of distribution is an asset. It is paying you out recurring income every month. And the beautiful thing is that you have legal tender over this asset that you build. Right? If you think about employment, if we take a step back and we think about employment, right, think about people that get to retirement age. They've typically spent about 45 years working for somebody else. They have spent 8 hours a day for 45 years working for someone else. Do you know what percentage of South Africa gets to retire financially independent? So in other words, people that can afford retirement. The percentage is less than 5% in South Africa. Why would we invest a lifetime into something that affords us such poor prospects when we get to retirement? Who wants to go look for another job when they get to retirement? Who wants to become dependent on their children? Imagine phoning your son or daughter and saying, listen, I'm not going to make it through this month. I need you to support me. Or I'm moving in. Some of you are going, oh, I look forward to that day. My daughter-in-law cooking for me every day, making me lunch. That sounds good. But what happens is that we become financial burdens to our families when we get to retirement because so few of us can afford retirement. And so I'm hoping that we will start to realize that we need to start sacrificing time every week into building an asset that pays us recurring income. Why? Because your DuePoint channel of distribution is not going to retrench you. It's not going to retire you. It's going to carry on paying you through your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your 100s. And perhaps when you die one day at 106, that asset doesn't disappear. It's treated as any asset. It forms part of your estate. And hopefully you have a will. Guys, get a will. And in your will, you will cede that asset to one of your beneficiaries, be it your spouse, be it your children, and that recurring income will carry on paying out. This is what we call legacy. This is what we call real wealth. Right? You're here to create an asset that pays out recurring income because that's where we find wealth. And then finally, there's absolutely no selling required from any of you. No one's going to sell anything. Isn't that strange? Are you all wondering, what's going on here now? I'm not selling anything. What you're going to be doing is connecting people to our business opportunity. It is my job, it's Brendan's job, it's our website's job to facilitate the sale and marketing of products. It's not yours. Your mandate is only to connect people to this business opportunity, to convince someone to sit down for 35 minutes and just watch the presentation. That's all you have to do. Just connect people to this good news of opportunity. At the same time, our products are financial products. It means they're intangible. Like I said, no one's going home with boxes of product. The awesome thing about financial products is that everything today gets taken care of in the cloud. It's taken care of automatically by IT systems. You never have to think a second about the distribution of our products. And it makes this business extremely convenient. But your success is very much dependent on your ability to build this thing called a channel of distribution. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, an aerial view of your channel of distribution. So it begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you go out and start connecting other people. So in this example, we've got 5 people that you've connected that have decided to join your channel of distribution through your efforts. And those people that have joined are going to go out and start connecting other people. This is the power of duplication. This is where true leverage exists. This is where exponential growth exists. So you want to find the best people possible to connect into this business. Never be desperate. Never go find the easy people that are desperate that want to come in. Find people that have the resources to build a channel of distribution just like you. Because if you do that, your exponential growth will be much greater. Right? And this is what a channel of distribution looks like after a certain amount of time. Every single paying product owner on the screen is paying you out a return every single month. You are receiving a portion of this business directly from DuePoint as a monthly recurring income. If you've built your channel to this size, for example, right, this could take you about 4, 5, 6 months. The very next month, you could do absolutely nothing. You could get sick and be hospitalized for the entire month. DuePoint will pay you. Your day job could retrench you. DuePoint's going to pay you. You could have just turned 65 and retired from business. DuePoint is going to pay you. You could be sitting on a beach for the entire month. DuePoint is going to pay you. Why? Because we pay you for the channel of distribution that you've created, not for your activity. Activity-based income is what employees make. It is what consumers are focused on. And our business is about wealth creation. It's not about consumerism. It's not about paying you an income. It's about creating wealth. And we do that through creating assets that pay out income. It's like owning a second house. Wouldn't you love to have a second house that you get a rental income from every month? It's very similar to that, right? Asset-based income. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. How do we pay wealth engineers every single month? It's through our returns program. So the returns program is what affords you a monthly return. It is based on a R27.50 fee that we pay you for every product in your channel, but it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So when you start out as a brand new wealth engineer and you connect the first few people onto what we call your first point, anyone that you connect into the business falls on your first point. And on your first point, you'll see we actually pay you 55 Rand for every product. So if you had 10 people, so let's say over the weekend you connect 10 people, you've already built a channel that is paying you out 550 Rand a month. That's 6,000 Rand in annuity income you've just generated for yourself. Take it a step further, those people go out and start connecting other people, right? So now your channel's growing to the second point, so we call that your second point, and as you can see, you get paid 55 Rand on your second point too. So perhaps you've got 100 people on your first and second point. You're suddenly generating 5,500 rand a month. That's how quickly you can generate income here at DuePoint. That's 60,000 rand annually that you've created for yourself. And then as your channel grows to your third point, to your fourth point, the product gets further and further away from you. You see the multiplier over here starts to drop from 200% down to 4% by 0.8, but at 0.8 we don't stop you. That's why there's a little plus next to the 0.8. There is no limitation on how big your channel can get at DuePoint. We will pay you the 4% from 0.8 outwards in theory to infinity. There is no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. Think about that for a second. What we try to do here at DuePoint is develop long-term relationships. And you will see, we have put many things in place to try get you to commit, or at least to think about this business from a long-term commitment point of view. I would love to see, our business is only in its fourth year of business. In entrepreneurship terms, we are toddlers, right? And so I want you to think of your prospects in 20 years' time. What happens if you committed 20 years into building a channel at DuePoint? I'll show you some wealth engineers that have come out the blocks sprinting in this business. Hopefully they settle into a rhythm. I took my kids we got a fun run at the estate that we live in. And they've got the under 5-year-old fun run, right? And then above 5-year-olds, and 4.5 kilometers. So we're all standing at the start line, and you can see the kids that are thinking they're going to win this race. They're in the front, right? And there's this one little boy who's always trying his hardest at everything he does. He's always trying to prove himself. He's in the front there, and the line drops, and off he goes at a sprint. And all his mates are sprinting after him. And now my sister's very worried. My daughter's very worried. She's like, "Daddy, we're not going to win the race. They're going to get away. I don't want to come last." And I said, Don't worry. We're going to pace ourselves. Just jog next to me. We'll be fine. We come around one corner. 2 of them are sitting on the floor. As we go past, I say, "What are you boys doing?" "Oh, no, I'm tired." I'm hoping that you look at the long-term prospects of this business. You can come out the gate sprinting. That's fine. Right? But I'm hoping that you will settle into a rhythm in this business, because the long-term prospects in this business are very similar to investment. Investing in something for 6 months doesn't give you much of a return. But if you invest into something for 20 years, it is life-changing, right? And so when we say there's no limitation on channel size, and there's no limitation on how much money you can earn at DuePoint, we are talking about long-term commitment. People always want to know, well, how quickly can you make money in this business? And how much effort is required to get into this business and make a difference for myself? So you'll all have different aspirations. I don't know how much money you need this month or how much money you hope to be making in 10 years' time. Nonetheless, when we launched the business, what we did was we created this thing called the Path to Success. It is a 5-year projection. It is a very accurate model built by our actuaries on a lot of data that will very accurately predict how much money you're going to be earning over time. But what is the premise? How much activity is required? It is moderate activity. In this example, you only have to connect 2 people into your first point every single month. So you've got to introduce 2 new people personally every single month. That's all you have to do. And there will be some duplication. After 6 months, you should be earning about 2,500 rand. 2,500 rand is a lovely number, because 2,500 rand is 2,500 rand. You would love to have that in your pocket right now, wouldn't you? If Rob was just giving out 2,500 rands, you would be right in the front of the queue. But when you think about 6 months of effort to earn 2,500 rand a month, well, maybe now you're starting to wonder, is this business worth my time? My time is very valuable. Is it? Because 2,500 rand doesn't buy you much. Maybe 2 tanks of petrol if you've got a big car. Maybe 1 week of groceries. Now you have to start deciding, well, is this business worth the time? Let me demonstrate something to you, right? Because we create recurring income. This is not once-off income. In month 7, you'll earn the same amount of money even if you did nothing. That's the beauty of recurring income. But let's look at the power of money. Because what we all do, including myself, is we think like consumers and we give money spending value. We don't give it the value of leverage. Entrepreneurs, investors, bankers give money the value of the leverage that it affords them. So how can you leverage the 2,500 rand? We can turn that 2,500 rand into nearly 1 million rand in 11 years. How do you do that? You start paying off your debt faster. Not what you agreed in your contract. Pay it off faster. That's how you save more money. It's initially exactly the same as investing money. In this example, we've got a 1 million rand bond there. There you can see 1 million rand bond. You put 2,500 rand as an additional payment into that bond every single month. You'll pay the house off in 11.5 years. It saves you nearly 900,000 rand in interest that you would have paid to the bank. You become a homeowner in almost half the time that you would have traditionally. Why take 20 years when you can take 11 years? If you can pay a house off in nearly half the time, it means you can buy off 2 houses in the original time. I saw many people nodding when I spoke about having a second property that you gained income. There's a shortcut. What is the decision we have to make around income, especially income that you generate out of DuePoint? You can spend it or you can leverage it. I'm not going to force you to do either, but something we're trying to achieve at DuePoint is wealth creation. And wealth creation requires us to think differently about money. It requires a paradigm shift, right? And hopefully that will happen over time. Hopefully I can convince you. At 12 months, you're generating nearly 9,000 rand a month. That's in excess of 100,000 rand in annuity income. Who would like a 100,000 rand check once a year? Maybe at the end of December. If I give it to you before that, you're going to spend it. The end of December when you realize, ooh, I'm in trouble. Ooh, thank goodness I've got a check coming from DuePoint. At month 24, you're close to 28,000 rand a month. After 3 years, about 45,000 rand a month. After 4 years, we are close to about 70,000 rand a month over there. And then after 5 years, a short 5 years, 60 months of our lives, connecting 2 new people into our first point every single month, you'll close in on about 85,000 rand a month, which is about 1 million rand in annual recurring income. Imagine telling people at work your thing on the side is paying you 85,000 rand a month. Who would still be at work if they were getting 85,000 rand a month? None of you. Do you know what liberty this affords you when you're earning this money every month? You can tell your boss what you really think about them before you leave. I don't need that reference letter. Let me tell you what I think about you, right? But this is academic, right? I told you, our very clever actuaries put this together. And that's why it's very important for us to bring real people, real people's testimonies, real reviews of our business and make it public to you. So we've got a number of people that we bring up. We typically bring up people that are doing well, but not the heavy hitters like Dani and Patrick and Pumi. We don't always bring them up. We bring people that are new to the business or people that have just been ticking along. So we've got a plethora of different wealth engineers' testimonies on YouTube. You're free to go look at those testimonies. But every month we have new wealth engineers up. Inta Singh is a brand new wealth engineer. You can see she's been in the business for 60 days. In 60 days, she's generated a return of over 3,000 Rand a month. Where is she going to be at 6 months? You don't have to connect only 2 people a month. You can connect 30 a month if you want to, right? You're at liberty to do what you want in this business. So you can see the personal work she's done. She's connected 21 people onto her first point. Those 21 people have helped her build a channel of 6 points with 77 people in that are affording her just over 3,000 Rand a month. Wonderful. So she's got great aspirations, mostly motivated by children. We're all motivated by children, aren't we? George and Bridget Buerta. George is a retired banker. They've been in the business for nearly 2.5 years. They're generating just over 6,000 Rand a month. They've got 15. So they've got less than Inta Singh on their first point. Right? They've been in the business for how many months? 12 times longer. But they're ticking along. And George is happy. He's happy. We've all got different aspirations. Everybody's different. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month, and everyone is doing differently. But you have to appreciate that the system, the DuePoint system, is identical for every single person in this business. And so, as much as you want to look at what these people are doing in business, you have to decide for yourself what you want out of the business. And you can have it. That's what I'm telling you. Walk into your boss's office on Monday morning and tell him what you want, or tell her what you want. I want a raise. That 3% you gave me last year, I'm not happy with it. He's going to say, well, you're welcome to leave. That's what they're going to tell you, right? But here at DuePoint, if you want more, just do more. In traditional employment, if you do more, you're going to get more. Who gets paid overtime when they work late? You're all laughing. right? And so we have to get out of this mindset, because perhaps if you look at our business, you think, well, that's not really possible. I can't imagine giving myself a raise every single month in this business or creating an asset that is going to pay me beyond my life. But I'm telling you, this is how wealthy people do business. They create assets that make money for them. This is the opportunity. This is an opportunity of entrepreneurship with very little risk attached to it. Right? And so you're welcome to go look at all the testimonies. That is the returns program. That's the recurring income. We pay our wealth engineers every single month. On top of that, we've got a rewards program called the XP Rewards Program. It stands for Experience Points Rewards Program. This rewards you for activity and for the size of your channel. So when your channel gets to certain sizes, to milestones, we call them ranks, there are rewards waiting for you. And they get bigger and better the bigger your channel gets. So the first notable one at rank 5, Business Toolkit. This just helps you look professional when you're doing business at DuePoint. You are free to buy any of this merchandise and stationery the moment you start. I wish you would, because if you're going to go do business properly. You can't not have business cards. For me, I don't understand how people do business without business cards. You're hamstringing yourself. When you sit down, you've got nothing. You're telling someone about this wonderful business. They're going to be listening to you just out of the one ear. When's this person going to be done? But if you come in there and you look professional, you've got business cards, you look like you're an ambassador of DuePoint, you look like you have belief, you have passion about this business, then that's when you start having success in prospecting people. At rank 7, we take it a big step further. We spend 17,000 Rand getting a set of cards personally and handmade for you. You get 1,000 cards. They are gold gilded. They are 4 times thicker than a normal business card. They're on this beautiful matte black paper. There's no printing. There's no ink on these business cards. There's only gold. Right? Why do we do that? Again, because when you go out and you start prospecting, you are going to tell as many people about this business as possible. You will run out of people you know. And so when you sit down in front of anyone and you're able to put a 17,000 Rand business card in their hands, what do you think the impression is of you and DuePoint when you put a 17,000 Rand business card in someone's hands? That's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. My wife works for Anglo American. I can tell you, I've met some of the CEOs of the different businesses. They don't have 17,000 Rand business cards. They've got the same business cards as the guy working in the post office in the bottom basement of Anglo American. Right? And so this is designed to create better prospecting opportunities for you. At rank 9, this does actually the same thing. It creates better prospecting opportunities for you. Because at rank 9, we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference. It is 7 days away. It is a 5-star luxury resort that we get to go to every year with your family. And it's all expenses paid. You don't pay for a cent. You don't pay a cent on this trip. I've seen a lot of incentives from different businesses. Oh, you got to get yourself to Joburg. You got to pay for your drinks yourself when you get to the incentive trip. That's all rubbish. We pay for everything. You don't spend a cent. And you get to enjoy this every single year for the rest of your life. When you get to rank 9, you've got 1,000 products in your qualified channel. You're going to be earning about 20,000 Rand a month. And you get to tell your family, we are going overseas, luxury, business class, every year. Think about that. The record is 5 months. Don't sit there thinking this is only for the big hitters that have put in 5 years of effort. This is 5 months of hard work will get you to rank 9. Right? So take a look. We've documented our last 2 trips. I took my camera with me. We shot some video, some photos. And this is available for all of us. Thanks, Pat. So what does rank 9 look like? We've already block booked a portion of the resort. It's Mauritius again, different resort this year. I think perhaps even better than the first 2 times. The rank 9s are looking at me going, really? Better than those last 2 times? I think so. That's where Brendan got engaged. Little hint. We've block booked British Airways business class already, but we haven't put any of the tickets in any names. Why not? Because we don't know who's coming. You have till the end of October to get to 1,000 qualified products in your channel. And if you don't make it this year, guess where we're going next year? Maybe Mauritius, maybe. But we're going on a Rank 9 international conference again next year. And the year after that. Right? You can take 10 years to get there if you want. We don't reset you in this business. You keep building on what you've built. That's the beauty of this business. You keep building on what you built. Just keep going. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. Any car that you want. But there's one thing about all these cars that's beautiful, is that when you see it in your garage, you know there's no installment coming off your account at the end of the month. Have you ever been in the position where your car's paid off? Ooh, it's a hard position to get out of, right? To go buy another car with an installment on. Very difficult thing to do. How close are you to becoming wealthy? When the car in your garage is paid off, when DuePoint paid for it cash and gave it to you, when you're going on a luxury holiday with your family every single year, are you closer to wealth? I hope so, because this is our rewards program. We're only at rank 11, right? Wealth engineers have received the car in under 2 years. We've got a couple of other wealth engineers hopefully getting cars this year. We go up to rank 28 in this program. There again, long-term. We want a long-term commitment. We've designed a program that we think is going to take 25 years to reach rank 28. And what do you think happens at rank 28 when you get there? You're probably close to, this is a bit of a guess, but I would imagine you're earning about R500,000 to R1,000,000 a month by that stage. Are you thinking big enough? Always fascinated in people's mindsets. Are you thinking big enough? What are you thinking? Are you thinking about connecting one person this weekend? Think big. Think big. All the entrepreneurs that I've ever spoken to have always said to me they weren't thinking big enough when they started. They weren't. They should have thought bigger. Open your mindset to possibility. Even if you get halfway to 500,000 Rand a month, who would be happy with 250,000 Rand a month? You have to set yourself up. You have to set your mind up for that possibility. Today, not when it becomes likely possible, not when you're earning 200,000 Rand a month, you go, okay, now we can start thinking about 250,000 Rand a month. Start thinking about it today. Our business is built very much on the backbone of the products that we've innovated. And we have very much innovated these products. We've tried to design them for what South Africa needs. If you look at anyone focused on creating wealth, at the same time they look at protecting their wealth. Look at any wealthy individual. They've got insurance policies, investment policies, and we expect nothing less from our wealth engineers. And so look at our products through that lens. Our first product is Access Wealth. It is an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. It costs you only 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. You've got full access to that fund. You can remove your funds out at any stage, but then it's not an investment. It's a current account. Right? Leave your investment in your investments. And the insurance portion is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. What we've tried to maintain with all our products is that the price is the same for everybody, regardless of your age, regardless of your health status. Our second product is Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. It's only personal accident cover. It's going to cost you only 249 Rand a month. And for that, you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. You can be any age over the age of 18. You can be 100 years old and take this product out. So if you see a 100-year-old person walking down the street, you can still recruit them. Because you know, when they pick a product, it's the same price for everybody. Right? Doesn't matter what your health status is. So you can go do prospecting in the hospital if you want. We try to make this business, again, as accessible to everybody as possible, right? It becomes opportunity available to everybody. Family Wealth is arguably the best funeral cover product in the country. If you've got funeral cover, you might want to reconsider and look at Family Wealth. Family Wealth is going to cost you 299 Rand a month. It gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 additional family members. The principal member also gets 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection on top of your funeral cover. There are no pre-existing conditions excluded from this product. Anyone can get in, right? We have an age limit of 70, but once you're in and covered by this product, it becomes a whole of life product. It means we won't kick you off the product. You can get to 100, you'll still be covered by Family Wealth. And then if you want, you can increase the cover to 30,000 Rand a month as well as up to 10 family members. And then lastly, we have Wealth Points. Wealth Points is going to cost you 299 Rand a month. What this product aims to achieve is to lower your monthly expenditure. We're all spending lots of money every single month. Inflation seems to be ridiculous. The price of everything just seems to be going up. This product can stem the flow of inflation. Why? Because we've partnered with a number of businesses that have offered us discounts and services to our Wealth Points members. And so you can save money on data, cars, airtime, health, beauty. We've got tons of online retailers. We've got groceries in the name of ShopRite Checkers, the biggest grocery chain in the country. Right? If you engage in these partners, you can lower your monthly expenditure. So that is the benefit of Wealth Points. We're always adding new partners to this product without any increase in the subscription fee. So those are 4 products. If you want in-depth information on these products, we've got a in-depth video review on our website. Or you can go to YouTube, go look at the product reviews, videos that Brendan has done. For those people that need money this month, who's been thinking, oh, it's going to take time to build a channel? 2,500 Rand is going to take 6 months. Or maybe if I move as quickly as Int's saying, then it's still going to take me 2 months to get to 3,000 Rand. Well, I'm telling you now, you can earn over 16,000 Rand this month. In your first month of DuePoint, you can earn 16,000 Rand. Why? Because we've got an Achiever Quest. We've got the short-term incentive that says if you connect 30 new wealth engineers in a single month who all pay successfully in that month, we will give you an extra 15,000 Rand on top of your return. And you can do this every single month going forward. You want to boost your returns this year by 180,000 Rand? There you go. Are you thinking big enough? You're thinking, sure, I need more friends to go speak to. You don't need friends. Someone was saying to me, I've run out of people. How can you run out of people? You spoke to all 54 million. Impossible. Impossible. You can never run out of people. If you think you're running out of people, you come speak to me. I'm going to give you a reality check. You will never run out of people. Ever. 30 a month is easy if your mindset says it easy. If you look at 30 a month and you go, oh, that sounds hard, you've just exited the game. You've given up already. If you want the 16,000 Rand, right? You're all wondering, that says 15,000. It's 15,000 plus your returns, right? Which is at least 16,500. If you want it this month, there it is. It's waiting for you. Who are you speaking to this afternoon? We've got a long-term incentive called the 365 Challenge. Who would like 1.4 million Rand in benefit in the next 12 months? Just an extra 1.4 million this year. In your side business, your thing on the side, the thing you do in your spare time. It's available in our 365 Challenge, right? It requires you to connect 365 people in the next 365 days. So on average, it's one person a day. You can do all 365 tomorrow. You can do it in the last month. You can do it by 6 months. It doesn't matter how you do it and when you do it. 365 people in the next 365 days will get you to about rank 13, 14 around there. You're earning between 40 and 50,000 Rand a month, right? So that's in terms of our returns and rewards program. That's the channel that you will build by doing this exercise. If you do it in that space of time, we'll give you an extra 365,000 Rand cash check at the end of the 12-month period. And if you average it out, so if you decide, let me do the 30 a month so I can get that Achiever Quest money too, well, there's 180,000 Rand in value waiting for you there. You will have the rank 9 trip. You'll have the car. You'll have the business cards. You'll have the business pack. All the other cash checks at the other ranks. And if you get to rank 14, you'll have a Mediterranean cruise every single year. Who's been to Croatia or the Greek Isles? Or the Italian Riviera or the French Riviera? It's probably one of the most beautiful places in the world. You get to go there every single year. Imagine being ranked 14 and you realize you're only halfway in the rewards program. You're ready to retire by that stage, I think, right? So there's massive value. You have to get your mindset around this. One person a day. How do you break it down? I love to break things down. You give me any task, I'll break it down into little things that I can do easily. You only have to speak to 5 people a day and sign up 1. That's only a 20% success rate. So now how do you speak to 5 people a day? Easy. You speak to 2 in the morning, 2 at lunchtime, 1 in the evening. If that's even more difficult for you, your first half hour of lunch you speak to 1 person. Your second half hour of lunch you speak to another person. Break it down. You cannot tell me that's impossible. You have to understand your desire, your self-belief, right? Self-awareness, greatest attribute you can have. A reminder of our Bloemfontein encounter, I expect everybody to build national channels. Not a channel in your town, a national channel, right? We've spent money on this app. I want you to use it, to leverage it. So I want you to make a list of everyone you know in the Free State and all the people going on holiday to Cape Town. You can make them stop in Bloemfontein for a rest and a presentation. Make a list as long as you can, because if you invite 50 people, how many are going to arrive? 20, 25. Make a list of 100, 50 arrive. And I promise you, out of the 50% that arrive, Brendan will get majority of them to sign up into your channel. And so Brendan is going to help you build a channel out the Free State. He's going to help you start deriving a return out of the Free State. Make a list. Register on our website. It's for free. So the decision for me is always an intentional decision. I don't want to know who wants to be a millionaire. I'll ask you questions throughout this. Who would like a 100,000 rand check? Who wants to be a millionaire? Who wants to go on the Rank 9 trip? Everyone's like, yes, 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 yes. Me, pick me, pick me. That is not the decision we're making today. If you propose business to everybody, the decision very quickly is, are you willing to do this? And then when you show willing to do this, the very next decision, and often a contract gets drawn up. What is your accountability now that you've decided you want to partner into this business? And that is the question. That is the decision always. How do you fit DuePoint into your life going forward? I don't want people to treat this like a New Year's resolution, a gym contract. The gyms kicked me out this month. I was going too little. They kicked me out. Don't treat it like a gym contract. Get involved in this business. We are not here trying to tone your body for December's beach. We are here to save people's lives. Look around you. This business serves necessity. It is not a luxury. It is necessity. So what are you going to do to fit this business into your life? You have to make time for it. A little bit of information on our principles, Constantia. When you go forward in this business, I want you to be very proud of the partnership that you've entered. Proud, because if you're going to be going out and propagating this business opportunity, people have to see the belief in your eyes, the excitement in your eyes. We had a wealth engineer, Spamandla. He's the record holder for Rank 9. We did an interview. So we saw this guy at a KZN shooting out the gates. We decided we've got to fly down there and go see this guy. So I went down in Durban, to Durban. He was only 2 or 3 months with DuePoint. So it was in October sometime. And even his eyes were this big he was just like, I don't understand how I'm earning this much money. And we interviewed him. And I said nothing. I asked him, tell me the story of you getting involved with DuePoint. And I sat there quietly for 20 minutes and he just started rattling off. But let me tell you, the passion and the excitement in his eyes, in the way he spoke, I'm not surprised that he grew his business to 1,000 people in 5 months. That's what you have to have inside you. If you have doubt, you have to sort that doubt out. Sort the doubt out. Either go find something and go, no, this business is not for me, and leave. Or go do some investigation. Go, okay, right, they're regulated by the Financial Services Board, now the FSCA. They audited every single month, right? They're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange, so they're a public company, right? That comes with a whole bunch of regulation itself. This is a business I can trust. This is a business that I can make a long-term commitment to. Because if you start to plant a seed that requires sacrifice, that requires nurturing, that requires your time, you most certainly want to pick a partner that you can trust. And I'm hoping that when you look at Constantia, when you look at DuePoint, you look at it with pride and you go, this is a business I can go tell people about. Right? So go do that. Go onto our website. Go do snooping around. Find out everything about DuePoint, everything about Constantia. There's the FSP number that we operate under. We've got a host of financial licenses. They're on display on the wall. You can go to the FSCA website, type in Constantia. They'll all come up. A reminder that straight after this presentation, well, not straight after, let's call it 25 past. 25 past 11, so we'll do it 5 minutes earlier. We're going to do a launch workshop. A launch workshop is a workshop where you get to ask me questions. I'm going to go through just some very important things that you need to understand about our business if you want to get started. If you're brand new or if you've never been to a launch workshop and you're a wealth engineer already, come to it. I give you information that is necessary when you start this business so that I can get you to profitability in this business as quickly as possible. And that's not hard, right? But come to the workshop. You can ask me any questions. It's not going to be long. It's going to be 25, 30-minute workshop, done and dusted, so you know exactly what you need to know to get started in this business. So I'm going to do that at 25 past 11. And with that, I thank you for your time, especially on a Saturday morning, and my wish for every audience that I have the pleasure of addressing. And you've been a pleasure. What did Jim Rohn say? I think I might take you as my roaming audience wherever I go. I'll take you with me. My wish for every audience is that you have a prosperous 2019. Who's going to have a prosperous 2019? That's when you all put your hands up and say yes. Good luck. Thank you.